Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome. My name is Professor Tim Blackman. I'm the very proud Pro-Vice-Chancellor for Research, Scholarship and Quality at the Open University, and will be presiding at our ceremony today. By the authority given in the statutes of the Open University, I declare congregation open for the conferment of degrees and the presentation of graduates. We are delighted to welcome our special guests, Councillor Elizabeth Every, Mayor of Ely, and Lady Jane Beryl, both of whom have found time in their very busy diaries to be with us today. It's also my great pleasure to welcome our honorary graduand, Mr. David Braben. We're delighted, David, to honour you today. Each year, the Open University awards over 14,000 degrees, and throughout 2014, more than 7,000 of the graduates are being presented for their qualifications at degree ceremonies such as this one today in Ely. These are being held in 13 different towns and cities throughout the UK, as well as in Dublin, in Versailles, and in other places as far apart as Moscow, Bucharest, and Addis Ababa. This illustrates the extraordinary scale, scope, and reach of the Open University, underlining the fact that today you are joining a worldwide community of graduates. It goes without saying that today is a very important occasion in the life of you, our graduates, your families, and loved ones, as well as the university staff, who I hope you'll feel have nurtured and supported you. You could be forgiven for feeling that the occasion is so important that it needs to be solemn, and you'd be quite wrong. In every sense, this is a day of celebration. So we'll be very disappointed if anyone crosses the stage today to anything less than thunderous applause, or whatever other way you choose to express your enthusiasm and support. With that in mind, would all of today's graduates please briefly stand? And I'd like you to join me in expressing your thanks to all those in the audience who've helped and supported you on what may have at times felt like a long and arduous academic journey. So can we thank them? Thank you. Today's ceremony will begin with the presentation of those graduates who've gained a higher degree and who have been able to attend here today. They'll be presented by Mr. Martin Kenwood, Assistant Director for Student Services. We will then see the awarding of the honorary degree of Doctor of the University to Mr. David Braben. Professor Anne de Ruyck, Dean and Director of Studies in the Faculty of Mathematics, Computing and Technology, will present Mr. Braben, who will sign the Honorary Graduates book and make a reply. Then we will continue our presentation of graduates with those who've gained first degrees. They'll be presented by Miss Joanna Robson, Senior Faculty Manager in the Faculty of Social Sciences. To conclude the ceremony, I'll give a personal address to the graduates. I now call upon Mr. Kenwood to present higher degree graduates.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I shall now present graduates who have gained higher degrees and have been able to attend here today. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, I present to you for a thesis entitled Understanding Extraneous Argon in Silicic Volcanic Products using Argon-Argon Laser Probe Geochronology, Camilla Wilkinson. And for a thesis entitled Computer-Aided Design and Creativity at Key Stage 3 Towards a New Pedagogy, Deborah Wynne. I present to you, for the degree of Master of Arts in Art History, Ricky Harper. Peter von der Wieler. Emma Wybrow. For the degree of Master of Arts in Classical Studies with distinction, I present Gerard Allen. Claire Sinnett. For the degree of Master of Arts in Classical Studies, I present John Jacobs. For the degree of Master of Arts in Education, I present Helen Martin. Amanda O'Neill. Mary Stafford. For the degree of Master of Arts in English with distinction, I present Elizabeth Eldon. Robert Kenyon. Sophia Sharp. For the degree of Master of Arts in History with distinction, I present Mike Greasley. Hannah Orbell. For the degree of Master of Arts in Humanities, I present James Gunn. For the degree of Master of Arts in Online and Distance Education, I present Jane Kendall Nicholas. For the degree of Master of Business Administration with distinction, I present Fiona Pierce. Nicholas Webber. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, I present Jackie Adams. Heather Baldwin-Lewis. Klaas Wim Barneveld. Luke Basterfield. Almas Barusha. Loic Blanchard. Catherine Coldbeck. Charles Crawford. Sharon Davey. Charlotte Elmer. Anna Feistner. Pedro Teixeira. Catherine Howie. Julie Johnson. Kushal Joshi. Karen Kaufman. Jonathan Kay. Robert Paxton. Douglas Preston. Angela Stark. Ben Van Kemolen. Mikel Vidal Trilia. Howard Walters. For the degree of Master of Education, I present Elspeth Corrie. Regine Cushion. Jill Newton. Josephine Porter Masby. For the degree of Master of Science in Advancing Healthcare Practice, I present Carol Liptrot. Rebecca Rusko. For the degree of Master of Science in Development Management, I present Gareth Jones. For the degree of Master of Science in Earth Science, I present Jane Goff. Francis Maynard. Darren Phillips. For the degree of Master of Science in Engineering, I present Jonathan Dearson. Timothy French. For the degree of Master of Science in Forensic Psychology and Criminology, I present Donna Holderness. For the degree of Master of Science in Information Systems, I present Daniel Jordan. For the degree of Master of Science in Mathematics with distinction, I present Simon Tovey. For the degree of Master of Science in Medical Physics with distinction, I present Oliver Holm. For the degree of Master of Science in Science, I present Jennifer Wright. For the degree of Master of Science in Social Research Methods, I present Sarah Moore. And for the degree of Master of Science in Technology Management, I present Colin Graville. And Stephen Sykes.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, graduates, guests. David Braben is a software engineer who has made an exceptional contribution to the computer gaming and entertainment industry over a period of 30 years. As an undergraduate at Cambridge University in 1982, he co-wrote a new computer game called Elite with fellow undergraduate Ian Bell. At the time, computer games were extremely limited, graphics and gameplay were very simple. Elite used groundbreaking 3D graphics and innovative new algorithms to enable players to explore virtual worlds over a period of hours and days. This was a time when the computer had only 32 kilobytes of memory. Today, your smartphone has a memory that is 65,000 times larger than that. David later went on to write a new 3D game called Zarch, which demonstrated the power of a new microprocessor that was designed in Cambridge. This microprocessor design can now be found in thousands of devices, such as iPhones and iPads. In 1994, David founded Frontier, a Cambridge-based company that creates software, mainly games, for a range of different platforms, including Microsoft's Xbox 360 and Xbox One, Apple's iPad and iPhone, PCs and mobile devices. Recent notable games include LostWinds, Disneyland Adventures, Kinectimals, Zoo Tycoon, RollerCoaster Tycoon, which is still being sold nearly 10 years after its original release, and now Elite Dangerous. David is also a member of Cambridge Angels, an organization that invests in startup companies, helping them to become established. David was on the board of Phonetic Arts, which specialized in natural speech generation and which was sold to Google at the end of 2010. David was a member of BAFTA, the British Academy of Film and Television Arts, was on the Skillset Skills Council, and chaired the Skillset University Approval Accreditation Panel. David is also a trustee and co-founder of the Raspberry Pi Foundation, a UK charity that has designed a low-cost computer. The aim of the foundation was to create a device that would inspire a new generation of students to help address a dramatic drop in computer science applicants to tertiary education. Using technology that drives our mobile phones and other devices, the Raspberry Pi is a fully fledged computer using an open operating system which encourages students and users to learn how computers work. David is a sought-after speaker at university schools and colleges. In 2011, he opened Scotland's biggest computer games festival in Dundee as part of the Dare to be Digital scheme, where students compete with each other to produce a game of their own, an event that has attracted attention and funding from both academia and industry. David is, without a doubt, a digital pioneer. The digital universes that he has created have fascinated, inspired, and captivated their explorers. In doing so, he has shown how computing and computing science can entertain, enthrall, and educate. Pro Vice-Chancellor, by authority of the Senate, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of the University, David Braben.
Thank you very much, Pro Vice-Chancellor, for this fantastic award. It's much appreciated. And thank you, Dean, for your kind words too. They're very kind and a great honour. A lot of the things that have enabled me to achieve those things is working as part of a team, and a very broad team that have a broad range of skills, and it's lovely to see so many of the skills that people have learnt here that I imagine one day maybe come and work for us as well. I've always admired the Open University. It's an amazing institution. I admired people who studied at it. It requires a lot of dedication, and people who really want to learn come here. Subjects like computer science, maths, physics, in fact all the STEM subjects are very, very dear to my heart from personal experience and very, very important for our futures. It's a real honour to have this award, and thank you very much for having me here. Thank you.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, we now come to the part of today's ceremony that marks the presentation of graduates who have gained a first degree and been able to attend here today. The full subject and classification details are printed in the Directory of Graduates. I present to you, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with First Class Honours, Sean Baker. And Danielle Boutel. Darren Board. Debbie Bowring. Caroline Burrows. Tracy Daglish. Anne Davenport. Michael Ducker. Emily Harris. Christina Hendry. Marion Piggott. Philip Schinkel. Carol Seeley. Hannah Smith. Susie Sparks. Paddy Stevens. Sharon Strong. Kate Tolsher. Sarah Waterhouse. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, I present Sharon Ashdown. Susan Bailey. Diana Bainbridge. Victoria Balls. Lorraine Bennett. Alexander Billington. Beatrice Bond. Jill Brocklebank. Matthew Bushan. Kim Kappa. Valerie Carruthers. Charlotte Coe. Angela Curtis. Lynn Davis. Anne Drury. David Edwards. Russell Fry. Jennifer Gibbs. Patricia Gray. Janet Hardiker. Beverly Harrison. Karen Harrison. Nora Harty. Gillian Hibbs. Ian Hill. Nadine Hollands. Emma Houghton. Rita James. Rachel Caracana. Susan Keane. Alexandra Keeney. Paul King. Elizabeth Laver. Ian Lloyd. Margaret Markwell. Victoria Martin. Kevin McSwiggan. Jackie McVan. Catherine Newborough. Savita Nikolic. John North. Sarah O'Brien. Holly Peacock. Jane Plant. Gail Price. Graham Reynolds. Louise Roberts. Elizabeth Roos. Kathleen Slater. Robert Spillane. Angela Stenhouse. Suzanne Stone. Jeanette Sumner. Russell Tapping. Louise Thane. Jane Tye. Kathleen Fisser. Julie Watkins. Stephen Wilshire. Jacqueline Wright Terry. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, I present Pauline Brown. Laura Bundy. Gina Carrington. Rebecca Chilvers. Brenda Fraser Newstead. Beryl Gregg. Anne Henry. Joanne Hines. Susan Hollis. Brigitte Luca. Kate Mansfield. Amanda Morton. Rebecca Munnings. Jodie Newland. Gemma Pollard. Susanna Rippingale. Emma Stokes. Cecil Weymouth. Wendy Woods. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with First Class Honours, I present Jeremy James. Also James Beaumont. Ray Blackhurst. Ashley Hinchcliffe. Patrick Phillips. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws with Honours, I present Jessica Bass. Simon Kalo. Simon Kalo. Zion Demba. Queta Moffat. John Roper. John Whitelam. Keith Warboys. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with First Class Honours, I present Tracy Bingham. Francis Cooper. Chris Kuzak. Trip Fontaine. Alan Gibbs. Fiona Gilmore. Christopher Hosier. Stuart Curtin. Maureen Ledbetter. Dorota Martin. Louise Martin. Caroline Noble. Kylie Norton. Janine Peniston. John Pickering. Katie Poole. Claire Rooney. Sonia Schumann. Graham Stark. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, I present Jo Aston. Philip Bainey. Judith Barker, sorry. Bonnie Bell. Mario Bennett. Maria Bernijo Garcia. Phil Blunden. Eric Booth. Nicola Bauer. James Buckley. Miroslava Budin-Jones. Simon Burrows. Darren Butler. Stuart Carter. Caroline Churchill. Christine Coles. Eilish Kronjager. Joan Curran. Penelope Davey. Nicholas Day. Anna Maria de Santis Huneman. Remco de Vries. Sabrina de Quinso. Holly Dring. Cheryl Esau. Catherine Fairholme. Lucy Fox. Samuel Gardner. Carl Gibson. Robert Glenn. Joanne Glenn. Sarah Goss. Sharon Griffin. Suzanne Hall. Paul Hamilton. Andrew Harris. Caroline Holmes. Christopher Hunter. Clyneth Impson. Alice Kendall. Julie Larkin. Marie Lewis. Rachel Loveridge. Emily Manning. Rhiannon Maple. James Mellon. Charla Mello. Rowena Mulvey. Patricia Parnell. Kenneth Pearman. Peter Reynolds. Kim Richards. Samantha Robinson. Anne Sadler. Louise Silk. Donna Smith. Julie Spicer. Anton Thacker. Benjamin Tolson. Kerry Turnock. Rachel Twine. Michelle Vinal. Jane Vincent. Nikki Wedekind. Natasha Weir. Carol White. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, I present Trevor Barrett. Leslie Bonshaw. Christine Bridges. Stuart Button. Sarah Campling. Sherilyn Drury. Trudy Exton. Mary Farr. Mike Gittings. Arthur Hassel. Malcolm Jones. Elizabeth Masters. Richard Sagnia. Amanda Smith. Emma Smith. Stephen Tamken. Jennifer Taylor. Rebecca White. Bob Young. For a foundation degree, I present Emma Appleby. Jenna Everett. Jane Hamey. Yvonne Hamilton. Belinda Hart. Kim Kennedy. Lindsay Parsons. Davinia Paxton. Jenna Pierce. Natasha Pearson. Julie Smith. Kirsty Troe. For a Diploma of Higher Education, I present Martin Bell. Sarah Wood.
Thank you, everyone, for coming today to this great occasion when we celebrate the achievements of our new graduates. I know that behind every one of those hands that I've shaken is a story of grit and determination, of a life changed by new knowledge and new insight. We're all very proud of what you, our graduates, have accomplished. Your achievements make our university the great institution that it is. I'm sure you'll remember this day for the rest of your lives, looking splendid in your gowns and hoods, here in one of the most magnificent cathedrals in England. The majesty of the building is testament to the power of belief, but today we're here to celebrate the belief that you had in yourselves and that your family and friends had in you. It's not easy being an OU student, often juggling study and deadlines with all the demands of family and working life. Indeed, some of those with you today may well recognize the adage that there's only one thing harder than being an OU student, and that's living with one. Among the people who've supported you are the university's tremendous staff, our advisors, academics, student services staff, and our associate lecturers. They've all had a stake in helping you to succeed. So let's again show our appreciation to all of those staff, friends, and family who've supported you through your journey. One of our other distinguished honorary graduates, Bill Bryson, wrote a little while ago, "What other nation in the world could have given us William Shakespeare, Christopher Wren, Windsor Great Park, and the Open University?" In such an ancient building, we might reflect on just how young our iconic institution is, compared to some other seats of learning not so very far from here. Cambridge has had over 800 years to learn how to be a great university. We've had several centuries less, but we're among Cambridge and other top-class universities with one of the highest student satisfaction rates in the country. There's no doubt that this success owes a huge amount to the staff whose work we've just acknowledged. But it also owes a huge amount to the vision of the pioneers who created the OU back in 1969. Foremost among them was Jenny Lee, to whom Harold Wilson gave the job of setting up the university, and a woman whose own journey from a Scottish mining community to Minister of State has left an indelible mark on what our Open University is today. We're a university that's open to all, where what matters is not the qualification that you came with, but the qualification you work so hard to leave with. This is what Jenny Lee said in a speech in the House of Lords back in 1971. "It's a complete fallacy to think of the Open University as a working-class university, or a middle-class university, or a millionaire's university, although there are a few millionaires who could be improved by a course. It's simply something in the flow of our time, simply making the highest level of scholarship over the arts, science, and technology available to much larger numbers than ever in the past. You, our graduates, have achieved the level of scholarship Jenny Lee celebrates in this speech through the courage to know that this is possible. Your university is not just a leading teaching university, but a research university as well. Our research enriches what our students are taught, taking them right to the leading edge of their subjects, and it improves how we teach. It's also about our innate curiosity as human beings. That's what motivated our scientists to send a landing spacecraft to Mars, searching for signs of life, and soon, later this year, to land one of our instruments on a comet 5 million miles from Earth, searching for the answer to how water formed on our planet. Space research has become one of the OU's signature research areas, pioneered by the late Professor Colin Pillinger, who sadly died just a few weeks ago. On Desert Island Discs, back in 2009, Colin summed up his approach to life in terms that many of you will recognize. There's no such thing as can't. This research also has great economic value, such as new products and services based on satellite technologies. The huge amount of information now sent back to Earth from space is helping to create new businesses and new jobs. But it also brings challenges about how to analyze what's called big data and keep it secure. Big data is now everywhere in our digital world. Every time we use a swipe card, mobile phone, click a mouse, visit the doctor, or even drive along the road, we're generating data that someone else is using. Our computer scientists and mathematicians at the OU are using it to solve problems like how to prevent our cities grinding to a halt with traffic congestion, or how we can protect ourselves from the spread of infectious diseases. Our social scientists and philosophers are working on it as well, such as how we protect individual rights and privacy. Being the OU, we reach out in a way that no other university does to encourage learning and debate about our past, our present, and our future, using the internet, mobile apps, television and radio, with programs that have audiences of millions across the world. Much is said in these days of fees and loans about the financial return from university degrees, which is significant in terms of future earnings. But less is said about the social return. Graduates are, on average, healthier and happier than non-graduates and contribute their new confidence and skills in many ways to society. Universities are about our common good as well as private benefit. Another of our distinguished honorary graduates, Nelson Mandela, said that education is the greatest weapon we have to change the world. By being here today, you've already changed your lives with an OU degree. Put it to good use and show the world what's remarkable about Open University graduates. Stay part of our community as alumni or by studying again. And remember those words on our university crest: learn and live. Thank you. Would all of today's graduates please stand? May I ask all of the guests assembled here today to once again express their warmest congratulations and best wishes to you all. Well done. The proceedings of this degree ceremony have been completed, and I now declare this meeting of congregation closed. Please all stand.